Hello everyone. We're going to take a break from going over WebStorm features to take a look at a couple of useful features that Azure has to offer when you have your applications deployed on Microsoft Azure. So let's get started by going to the Azure website, and eventually we're going to be going to the Azure Portal, and this is where we're going to be trying to use the new GUI that Microsoft has developed. But instead of just going straight to portal.azure.com, I'm going to show you guys how to get there through the regular Azure management website. So again, you just go to Windows Azure. You can just type it into Google, and this is what shows up. I'm going to log out to show you guys what it looks like upon coming in. Okay, so now if I just go to Windows, let's just do azure.microsoft.com, my account, notice there's a management portal, and right down here there's already the preview portal. This is still a little bit of a beta, but I'm going to show you guys how to get there through the regular management portal. So you log in. Here you go. Alright, so here's a couple different apps that I have deployed. Let's go to this one and dashboard, and right here visit the new portal. Notice again it says preview. This is still again a beta version of this. It still has some issues, but it's been working fairly well for me, so feel free to give it a try. If it doesn't work right away, just try refreshing it a couple of times. That seems to usually do the trick. Okay, so from here, on my previous post on deploying to Azure, I showed you guys how to reach the command line. We'll just go over that very briefly again. Right here, you just scroll down, console, and again, this gives you the console of the virtual machine that you're running. Anything that you would have on a normal command line on a Windows PC would be available here. Dir cd into anything, cddb. You can run npm install. I'm not going to do that right now because this website is currently in production, so I don't really want to mess with any of those options. So going back to here, let's take a look at the streaming logs, and you will notice that immediately my application has been set to allow for logging. So you can hear the application log. You're going to get your Node.js or whatever server you're running. You're going to get the log that you're doing the console.logs on it right here. And if you're actually looking for what the server is serving, like web server responses, you would go to web server logs here. As you can see, this will show you the information of the posts, GET requests that are coming in and out of your website. Let's go ahead and just send a quick post request, GET request to this website. Browse so you guys can see what's actually going on. And then when I go back to the console, if I minimize this, just let it refresh for a second. Alright, and here you go. The request that came in, it gives you the client zip code, IP address, and quite a bit of other information. And all that information will be saved right here. Again, so when we go back to the application, and let me show you guys how to get that started. You would go to all settings up here. It's being a bit weird right there. And you would choose diagnostic logs, and then you can just activate them here. Application logging, file system, web server logging, detailed error messages, failed request tracing. You can also give the download logs to the website to where you want those logs to be saved, if you want to save them as opposed to just looking at them on the console here. And again, this also shows you a couple of other items. The default spending is about how much your website is spending on your Azure account. If you go to down here, pricing tier, it will show you about how much each different pricing tier is going to cost you per month. Standard it comes with 1 core, 1.75, 50 gigabytes, and it gives you all the other information. This is the free version of it. I would basically recommend basic one. It seems to be a little bit cheaper than the standard one, and if you're serving more than one website at a time, those prices tend to build up quite a bit. So again, it is up to you which option you choose. It's just here you'll see an estimate of how much your website's going to cost you a month based on the choices that you have picked and based on how much traffic your website's getting. As you can see right now, I'm getting about 685 requests a day. So at $32 a month, that's not too bad. And if we go down, you can see a couple other active deployments showing that the deployment's going through GitHub. It's showing I don't have any virtual networks right now. This is mainly because quite a few of these features are actually only available on the standard mode. So again, that's just something to keep in mind when you're picking that. And the last item I'm just going to go over is right here: stop, restart, and browse. Stop stops the server and stops your website from running. Resets your website. And if you're pushing something from GitHub, it's a good idea to just go ahead and do a quick restart here, just to make sure that everything is running okay. And again, I can show you from the console when you set restart, it restarts the console as well. Commands only to be executed when the site's running. So you can see how everything is running. This is not something that you wouldn't be able to get straight from your command line if you were connecting to Azure through the Azure tail, but this gives you a nice GUI. Everything is in one place. It shows you all your websites at once. Again, for that, all you have to do is come here to browse, and all your websites are there, all your SQL databases. So it brings everything together into one place. It brings both the management of the website and the financial aspect of it all in one spot, so you can have access to all your information and you can make more informed choices as you go along. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and have a good night.